Okay, if you brought about Christianity into the discussion,
Yeah.
was Jesus a Christian?
Jesus wasn't a Christian. Christian is a follower of Jesus. So how can Jesus be a follower of himself?
Jesus was not a Christian.
Jesus was not a Christian. Because
Did
the name
Jesus-
Christian means a follower of Jesus.
Did Jesus-
So for Jesus to be a Christian, he has to be a follower of himself.
So when Jesus was alive, those who followed him, were they called Christians?
They were called disciples. They were called disciples, believers, mathetes.
Okay.
Yeah.
They were not doing what today Christians do by attending church service on Sundays and some Saturdays and some almost every week, or especially the one-man churches.
No, they gathered. They gathered on Sundays. The Bible tells us they gathered on the first of the week, which today we call Sunday. Acts chapter 20, verse 7, they met on the first of the week. They gathered. At 1 Corinthians chapter 16, they gathered. I don't even want to go to, because I know you have issue with Paul. But in the New Testament, after Jesus died, they were gathering, meeting on the first of the week. So
and they were when Jesus was there, they were meeting to do what you do today in church, or they don't.
When Jesus was there, Jesus at the time of Jesus was a Jew.
Okay.
At the time of Jesus, the law of Moses was in effect.
Okay.
The Jewish system of things was still there.
Okay.
So Jesus lived as a Jew. That's why
Okay.
Galatians 4:4 says Jesus lived under the law. So everything that every requirement of a Jew.
And he didn't condemn the law.
Yes.
He came to fulfill it.
Yeah.
So why has there now been a group called Christians who are doing something different from what Jesus abided by when he was alive?
Fulfilling,
and they say they are on the right path.
It doesn't mean it seems you don't understand the term fulfill. Fulfill doesn't mean that thing is partial, so he's adding something to it. Jesus came to bring the law to its fullest meaning. In the law, they said somebody will be a Messiah. Someone will be born in Bethlehem. Someone will come from the tribe of what? Judah. Jesus came to bring all those prophecies to its fulfillment. If Jesus didn't do all those stipulations in the Old Testament would be what? Obsolete. That's the meaning of the fulfillment. So the fulfillment then does not mean like this cap here, which is partial. So you have to add something.
There's a difference between fulfillment of prophecy and fulfillment of laws. Or you don't get the difference.
Look, it's not just fulfillment of the law here doesn't mean the law. When the Bible uses law, is referring to the first Bible book of Moses, the Torah. That's what you Muslims call the Torah, the Torah instructions. That's from Genesis up to Deuteronomy. There were certain predictions that were made about Jesus, including Deuteronomy 18:18.
Excluding Deuteronomy 18:18.
Including Deuteronomy 18:18.
Excluding Deuteronomy 18:18. That one exclusively talks about Prophet Muhammad, I believe you share the same.
Jesus said Moses wrote about him. John 5 for this. Jesus said Moses wrote about me. Not. We can have a special topic. We can have another discussion on that.
Yeah.
Did the Bible prophesy about Muhammad?
Yeah.
Then we can talk about those ones. So the fulfillment of the law and the prophet doesn't mean continuation of what is there. But Jesus came to bring all those stipulations to its true meaning. That's the meaning of Jesus' statement in Matthew 5:17 that I came to fulfill the law and the prophets and not to destroy it. That's the meaning. You may not accept the explanation, but that's
your understanding.
Not my understanding. Per sound exegesis of the Bible. Per the tafsir of the Bible, that's the meaning. We have Islamic tafsir, Quranic exegesis. Yeah.